All right, have at it.
Coach, you've had, I don't know, Gerald has games, I think Michigan State he had two, and he had back-to-back career nights, and then there's other games where he hasn't been as involved. What is it about games like this that allows him to perform the way he does?
You know, I really haven't quite figured out everything concerning the Gerald in the last 4 years, so that's another one. But he was terrific today. We've had great LeGerald, and we've had, obviously not so great LeGerald. But if you look at, who over a 9-game period has had 6 games like he's had in America? The problem is the best doesn't maybe have the 3 games that he had. But he was great. He made hard shots, and it wasn't because of good offense, it's because he just couldn't make plays. And then Diedrich was terrific too. Those playing, we're playing shorthanded, obviously, and we certainly could have used the big fella. But we were kind of playing shorthanded on the perimeter too, because you have so many limited options when you got to play Marcus the whole game, as your second big, and I thought that he was great, and Devon gave us some good minutes, but those two headliners, they were terrific. They were both terrific.
What do you like about Diedrich's game?
Well, he got 28 and 12 on 15 shots, and he didn't turn it over one time. And I thought his defense, even though he probably had the not the easiest, because there's no easy assignments, but he probably had the least dangerous guy. He guarded the vast majority of the game. I still thought he did a good job. I think Crosby Roundtree only backed him down once, and he was pretty good at his timing for traps and stuff like that. If you take away the last minute and a half, I thought we played terrific defensively. In the last minute and a half, we weren't very good.
Bill, you were able to start switching everything at some point, and last year maybe not always able to do that. How much do you like that? Even when you get Udoka back, you can kind of play with some different lineups, do some different things.
Well, we've actually been trying to. We went through a period of time where we switched a lot, and then we were so soft in it that we quit doing it, and now we're back to doing it. So we've been doing it for 3 weeks or so. But it's better because not usually the 5-man sits and enjoy the ball screens, but if you do switch, if you can switch 4 like Villanova does, and they switch 5 a lot, it eliminates 30% of the ball screens, because 30% of them are going to be the 4-man. So the thing about it is with Pascal, they play to the switch, and then he tries to back down whoever it is. So they do probably. Jay probably does as good as anybody, and I think Lon is great at this too, of playing the switches and mismatches, and I think that they do a great job of doing that. But I thought Marcus did a fabulous job on basketball. After he got going, I thought he was terrific.
Are there any advantages? I know the result's what you want, but besides the result, are there advantages to playing without Udoka long term against good competition?
You know what, Sam? I don't know that there's advantages except one thing. You never think that you're shorthanded going into the game mentally. I don't think there's one time that our guys thought, well, we need Doak. Now, as coaches, we know we do, but the guys just always seem to adjust. It'd be like, I guess, a football team playing without their star running back. Well, the next guy will just do the job. And so I think there are advantages doing it, but the biggest advantage is the guys aren't worried about it. Whereas, last year in the NCAA tournament when Doak got hurt, or in Oklahoma State right before the Big 12 tournament, Doak got hurt, trust me, we were worried to death that he wouldn't get back that first weekend. Because if he hadn't got back the first weekend, we would have gone home against Seton Hall. So we know how important he is, but for right now, at least we got another body we can put out there. And the thing about Doak is he's important, but it allows Diedrich to be a better scorer when he's not in the game too.
I was just saying, is he the one that has to change the most depending on if Doak's playing or not?
I don't think Diedrich. I don't think it's an adjustment at all.
Okay.
I think, hey, look to score. Look at, he's not getting any assists now hardly, in large part because he didn't have anybody to throw it to inside. He's so good at that. So I don't think it's much of an adjustment for Diedrich at all.
What do you think of the atmosphere with Brett Mahomes, the crowd, Villanova?
With Brett Mahomes?
Brett Mahomes, and the crowd and having a big opponent.
Well, I thought I didn't even, it was a great atmosphere, obviously, and I haven't met Patrick before. I was kind of hoping I chance to, did Kelsey make it? Travis make it? He was here too, you know, that's pretty special having those two guys here. I know Travis, but I don't know Patrick, but yeah, it's great to have those guys come over here. And George is here all the time, so he doesn't count as much as those other guys.
How much poise did you guys show at the line in the last minute or so?
Well, we went from being a crappy free throw shooting team during the game to a really good one down the stretch. I think we were 12 of 18, and then we made 11 of our last 12. I could be off on that, but so yeah, we obviously did a really good job. I think Dietrich was the only miss when we were up 3. The first one, but yeah, that was key.
Bill, what have you learned about this team winning all these close, early games?
I don't think we played great by any stretch, but we played a lot better today than we've been practicing. So I'm optimistic, very leaving out of here, knowing that there is a gear we can get to that hasn't been, apparent on a daily basis, and we got to get more consistent with that. But I like our team, but you think about it. Don't have Doe, don't have Silvio, and Quentin's got a goose egg basically today. And we got to get him going. But you would think that would be a game we lose by 20 if the other team, if Villanova, played well, and they did. They played terrific. But our guys, those two were good enough to carry us offensively.
Yeah, you talk about playing shorthanded. You feel like Quentin's maybe part of that. In a couple weeks, he's going to be.
Yeah, he's got to. I mean, he's got to. He's too good to. But confidence is a strange thing, and you guys know when something good happens early, it can totally change in a span of minutes. But when something bad happens early, now those negative thoughts creep back into your mind. But he's better than what he's played, and we all know that, and he'll get that. I'm not discouraged at all. If anything, it's encouraging to know that you can have a guy have a bad night and still it doesn't affect your winning percentage, so to speak.
So many big games against Nova. Was this one any more special that you were the player?
This was about the equivalent of the game in Atlantis. If you guys want to look at it, and you guys don't do this, we're 1-2 against Villanova. Because we beat them in the Sweet 16, they beat us in the Elite 8, they beat us in the Final Four. That makes us 1-2. The game today was nice. The game in Atlantis with A1 was nice. It wasn't a real game like those others are real games. So to think that this was a revenge game, that would be like us beating Georgia Tech after they beat us in the Elite 8. It's not a revenge game. It to our fans and players, of course, but to a coaching staff, no. This was just a good game that allows you to maybe have a quality win when it comes to seeding and all that stuff, and you can play through the experiences to make your team better. But Jay will be the first to tell you that we're both going to play bigger games than this.
Coach, you mentioned the great atmosphere. How much of a factor do you feel like the fans were in this game?
I think it's kind of a double-edged sword, to be quite honest. I think our fans also bring out the best in opponents. They love playing here. I mean, they love. You could tell Villanova's group, as loud as it was, how together they were before the game. And I'm sure Jay's saying, well, why aren't we like this all the time? Well, this is what this place costs us. Just like if we go to Rupp or we go somewhere else, you'll see us be in a tighter huddle before the game because it's such a privilege to get a chance to play in that type of environment. So I think it brings out the best in our opponents, to be candid with you, but there's a confidence level that we'll figure it out, and they're gonna help us figure it out. And that was certainly the case again today.
Villanova mentioned the aggressiveness of Dietrich and Gerald today. I mean, is that something that happens out of necessity today, or is that an attitude you want to see a little bit more about?
No, it happened out of necessity, and we have to see it daily. That's how we have to play. I mean, I've talked a lot about this. You don't have to tell Villanova's guys to go get their own. I mean, that's how they play. And those 3 players went and got their own. Gillespie and Pascal and Booth, obviously. We need to have our best players looking to be aggressive like that all the time.
Anything else?
How is Doak progressing?
I think well. He was he's been on the court, not playing, but from a rehab standpoint, like maybe real light jumping, stuff like that. So I think it's very realistic that he could be 100% obviously before the first of the year. But to think he'll be 100% Tuesday or Saturday, I think that would be a stretch, without question.
What'd you think of Booth, and how does he compare to the other players you guys have faced this year?
Well, I think he's pretty damn athletic. You saw that last dunk. God almighty. I didn't know he had that in him. I think he's really good. What makes him good is you don't have to run stuff to get shots. You run stuff by me using my individual skills to create enough space to get off a shot. And Booth and Pascal are not good at it. They're both great at it. But I think that Booth was, he was terrific tonight. And that last three he threw in, I mean, we actually defended that pretty well. So, that was a kind of a prayer type shot. But he was on such a roll. He's good. I think Gillespie's good too.
Anything else?